being misled by renewable energy. Solar. That's one, right? Solar energy. We have been told so much about it. A lot of people went out and get it. A lot of them got it without any batteries. You gotta have batteries. Now, you say, hey, I got the sun. I don't need no batteries. Yeah, but what about at night? You're gonna have to go back on the grid. You want to go off the grid the whole day because you don't want to rely on that. You have to get batteries. See, the problem is that you can't do it yourself. You can't go put up panels on the roof. You have to have a guy come out or a business. You better have the money for it though. You might say, gee, they said I can finance it. Oh my goodness. When they go out of business, you're screwed, basically. You're screwed. And then you're stuck. But the solar panels, you have to have a lot. It depends how big the house is. And and then they have to get a new box. And everything goes into that box. So you have the option. If there's no solar and the batteries are dead, it has to get recharged because it's still going to use the grid to keep the batteries charged if there is no sun. Remember, there has to be sun to have solar. Another thing you can hook up to is a large windmill. I'm not talking about the big gigantic fins you see in certain states. You could have something smaller on your roof, but I have to have wind. Without wind, it ain't going to spin. You see? You can't have hydroflow like river. You have a river in the back of your house, and you got a waterfall. Hey, then you got power coming there, right? But you don't have that, so you really have to rely on the wind or the sun, okay, to charge. Otherwise, you have to go back on the grid. Okay, they came out here and they put one of the brand new 2026 meters out there because I'm not using normal stuff. I'm not using like we have central air, but it wasn't working too well. It can heat up the house with the blower. It's a blowing unit, so it can blow the heat into the room. But when I turn on the AC part, that's when the blankets it don't work properly. It'll it rumble. I know you're gonna say that means the unit's out of whack. No, I put it back together. I took it apart myself and put it back together because what happened was when it was installed, the mower, like not the mower, the blower, the handler inside the one that spins, stopped working. Guy came out, told me $300. I just got this from you. Wow, how can it be $300 already? It's under warranty, right? Give me a hard time. They had to go find one because they didn't have any in stock. So whatever you put in there, it's not for the unit. And made a hell of a knocking noise before we get. Hey, Brian, get your attention. Hit that subscribe button, okay? We're trying to get to 1,000. We're getting there. Thank you we're getting there. We got to get to 1,000. All right. So okay, thanks for doing that. Now back to the video. So after a while, a couple of years, I turn it on, nothing. Dead. Fan don't come on. You know how you can tell if nothing comes on? Switch it to fan mode only. Nothing. Stop working. I look up and I see 150 to replace the fan motor. But it's not just a regular fan motor. It's one of those that has a variable. And so it has the circuit. So here's the unit, and you have the blade. And the back of it, there's a wire. It goes into a housing. Inside the housing, you got a circuit board. That's how they control it. It's a variable. It controls the way the fan blows. It's not always blowing full power. It's variable. That whole thing is expensive right there to get the whole thing. So you bring a guy in, they're gonna charge a lot. They're gonna tell you, well, the safest thing to do is replace the whole entire system. And that cost me almost $4,000 to replace it. I had to have the whole thing. I had like a ream. Ream did not last. So I went with Carrier because I used to work at Carrier. I used to work for the company that Carrier represented, so to put it that way. So I know the guys in the factory, they work hard and put things together. And Carrier is a strong company. So I put a Carrier in there. So they take the old one out. When they take the condenser coil out, you can make money on that. And you can take it to Reynolds, and they'll give you money for the copper and the metal that's in there. Okay, a lot of money. You get a lot for that. But that's up to you if you want that, because they'll do it and collect the money. So you have the one inside the air handle, and you have a coil system So you have two. It's like this, two sides, and it gets refrigerated. But when they take it apart, they take that part, and you say, no, you own that. Unless they're going to give you something for it, because it's worth money. Reynolds will give you money for it. If you got a Reynolds tractor trailer, if you know where it is, I know where one is, and the lady gave me like 75 to 100 for it at the time. That's how much it was worth. It was based on what it was going for, aluminum or copper, whatever it is like that. Anyway, they replaced the whole entire system. I said I wanted to make sure that all the vents, including the one in the master, because the master is way on the other side of the house, and it's always hot in there. It's still hot. So this time around, same problem again. So, money's tight. So got portables. You put them in the window. Portable. There's a tube come out of the window. Not that type. Not the other kind, because HOA will kill me if I put regular kinds out there. I did have a regular kind to buy one, and I didn't put it out the window. Just put it in the house. That means you're blowing the hot air into the house. Not good. But it cooled the room though. It felt so good. But anyway, we got a portables. I did not know that these portables, and I didn't mention on here, I did not know that these portables, if you get 12,000 BTU, it's not full 12,000 BTU. They can run at 12,000 BTU at full power, but it can't run the whole time at 12,000 BTU. It's really 8,000 BTU. That's the cooling. It has the capacity to do 12,000. Okay, so we got that brand, that fancy brand in there. It's a smart one. You can change it. It goes from cold to drier. It does everything. Then it also takes the condensed water and burns it out. Yeah, kind of, sort of, but it does work. So I said, hey, we'll get two more. They were dirt cheap. I said, Amazon, this is only 300. So I got a 1,400 BTU for the living room. That's really 10,000. Okay, and they got another 12,000 in the workout room. Okay, they're not smart. They just come with a remote. What they make today, they're all smart now. They work with Alexa. But it's a pain in the neck. You have to say, Alexa, turn on the cooling, and she turns it on. Alexa, and they're Wi-Fi, but they're 2.4. So you better have something that can work with 2.4, and it gotta work correctly. Otherwise, it won't work right. But anyway, so by having all of this, and then then the main fridge went out. Then I get a fridge. Then should we spend a lot of money in a big fridge? Because that fridge cost me $1,500 when I got it. When I came back here. So, miles away, I came back. I need a new fridge. And, I look and say, I'll get this big one. It's, the refrigerator is on top of the freezer on the bottom. I would never go that way again. It's a pain. I used to have a split door. I had a roper, left and right. I went with Whirlpool Gold series. Didn't last long. It had a defect. So, where the freezer was, the floor would freeze up with a block of ice. That's crazy. Somebody online said, hers did the same thing. The husband put antifreeze and everything on it. You don't want to do that. There was something wrong with it, and Whirlpool can fix it. So I said, and then a lot of these was made under KitchenAid and all those other brands. They can't. I said to myself, I'm not gonna bother with all that. So we got two 4.5s they're from China. See, they sell Chinese refrigerators, but not Chinese cars. Okay, Chinese refrigerators are here. Two of them. They are chrome. I'm not chrome. Stainless steel look. They're all right. They have a freezer on top. That's the 0.5. That's a 0.5 freezer, and the 4 is on the bottom. Freezer, regular freezer, light on the bottom. Frost-free freezer. There's no frost. No problems with it. Got them at the Home Depot. They were $199 each. I told him I want two. Then was up in the top. So the other guy couldn't do it. He was too old. So he got the manager. Manager going, I don't know what they did. I wasn't really paying attention to them. Before I know, hey, we go up there and we go ready to pay $400. Then she's saying, no, it's less than that. What? He said, what do you mean it's less than that? One of them they're giving you for free, and the other one that took off some off, and it's like, so we pay like what, less than $100 for the two of them? And when we got home, we found out that one was damaged, but it still works. I don't care. It's not damaged where you need to worry about, but the structure thing, it works. Forget about the warranty. There's no warranty on it because it's made in China. No, who's gonna come out and fix it? Nobody. It's cheap. It's been working ever since. So we have two freezers and two refrigerators. You can put a whole bunch of cans in there, bottles, whatever you drink. you know, this way you lose a lot of weight because you don't have such a big, gigantic refrigerator, and you put a lot of stuff in there. And this way you lose a lot of weight because you only eat what you can fit in there, right? Hey, there's your diet right there. You want to lose weight, you get a small refrigerator. You never thought about it, right? But that's what we do. That's the logical way. Yeah, small refrigerators. So what happened is, so the electrical companies say, hey, this house here, out of 15 houses, this one here is different. Power consumption is different there. So they send somebody out. They took away the old 2010 smart meter, right? And they put this brand 2026 one. The old one, every hour it would read. This one is every 15 minutes it would read it. Are you using more electricity or are you using less? Well, this way I can control the cooling. This room down here, we put a fan. I want to get one of those Duro, D-E-R-E-R, not promoting them. Their fans have a high velocity, high C is a CFM, very strong. You can feel it from 20 feet away or 30 feet away. It's pretty good. There's one in the living room. It's smart. That means Alexa and Google can have it, use it. Right now, this house is all Alexa now because Google can't support my Google Assistant anymore because it can't run Gemini and everything's Gemini. So it make a nice rest in peace. Put a rest in peace sign on it. Yeah. Good friend gone. Can't talk to me no more. Isn't that a shame? But those are cloud-based. But anyway, besides that, right now, that's what's happening. So, alternative power. That's what I'm doing here. Running the 2 refrigerators. I have no dryer, because that's another thing. They know, hey, this house has no central air, but that central air is a lot to run, and a dryer. Those 2 right there are hot. I have a hot water tank, but we don't really use it too much. So we're not using, all the lights are all LEDs. Yeah, there's no regular bulbs. Everything is, even this LED. Everything is LED now. So you're getting, yeah, you're right. That's right. That's how they are. That's what we're getting. So the power consumption is different. Sometimes it can be really cheap. It depends. The hotter it is outside, the hotter those machines going to run. You know? How the portables working? Well, I thought we contacted the manufacturer and said, hey, one of them is not working right. And he said, well, you have to cut the wire, and then one of we have to wait. And they're coming from China because on a Sunday, most of U.S. companies are closed. How are they able to communicate with us on a Sunday? Yeah, so they're contacting from China. Yeah, I don't know how they're going to get one here, unless it was coming from a warehouse. There's a warehouse, but for China and most of the others, Asian companies, most of the stuff that comes out of China, in New Jersey. There's one place, everything comes out of New Jersey. Everything. It's like a back street. And it's right next to the highway. So, but if it comes out of there, I don't know. I don't know how they have it, unless they get it from Amazon. Because Amazon gives you 30 days. That's it. You have to deal with the third party. That's the trouble. So if you better buy something good, and that's not going to give you problems. They have the dual ones now. So air coming in, hot air going out. The one we have is doing both. Air coming in, hot going out. Like that. So it's doing the one. So the ones with the 2 hoses, you get 2 intake. Well, same thing with your computer. Air is coming in, hot air is going out. In intake. That's better than this having it this one doing everything like that. So you have to. So, but you have to pay. They're expensive now because last year everything was like around $400, $300. This year, you're looking at something like a 16,000 BTU. 16,000 BTU will give you 12,000 BTU. So that's equivalent to the 2 smaller ones. No, but that's what it is. Instead of having it at 10,000 BTU. Okay, so it's 12,000 BTU power. But they have the dual pipes. The pipes are gigantic too, by the way. So they will cool those rooms. But I need something that can do 750 square feet, or higher. The higher it is, because we got one that's cooling the living room, the dining room, and the kitchen, and it doesn't. That's what you hear in the background. We got 2 of them going on. So we got a 14,000 BTU and you got a 12,000 BTU. That is what? That comes out to be 6,000. That's like 20. Yeah, it's 26. It's 26. 4, 5, 6. It's 26 BTU. But they're really running 10 and 8 on these. So 10, that's 18 BTU. It's cooling the area of it. 18. So if we had a 16, we would know what it does. How would it feel like? It might be enough to do the whole place, but it's 18. So, well, you got 10 and 8,000. That's 18. So we would need something that can handle 18. 16 would be a little small, so it might be so hot. And then we got another 8 in there. So technically, so we really know 16. 16 and 10. We got 16. So 16 and 10. What's that? 16. 10. So, what's that? Because in the beauty, come on, are you serious? Okay, so we have 12,000 plus 12,000 plus 14,000. But we're not operating them at that speed. That'd be. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hold on a second. That's not right. Okay, got 12,000 plus 12,000 plus 14,000. So come 38,000. So we have 38,000 BTU right now. But that's not the real speed. So we got 10,000 sweat messed up there. So we got 10,000. What happened here? Okay, but 10 and 2 8s. 2 8,000s. So we have 26,000 BTU in the house right now, cooling the place. Is it cooling? That side of the house, okay. This side, not. So so there's a weakness. So basically, yeah. So you get to see. So using now, if we put that on solar, you'd have to have enough batteries to take care of the house, and a backup battery too. You'd have to have, enough to handle all these devices. So if power shuts off, like if, for instance, if the electrical guy comes, he has to take everything off the grid. He got to get the electrical company come out and take out the box, the smart box out, and they put a shield there, and then we have to wait until they come back out and put it back so we can turn it back on the whole system. That's a lot of work. I don't know. He said he can take it out without it. Well, good for you. I'm sure he knows how to do it. Maybe he should do it that way. I don't. I can't really tell him. But so the whole thing with this alternative energy is, it's a lot to think about, because if you got central air conditioning, right there's 1,000, but the central air conditioning is 1,000. What we got in the living room is 1,000. I think this one too is 1,000. That's 3,000. That's much powerful than this. But I can't believe this is just 1,000, because that wouldn't be enough to run. Because you got 2 motors, you got two fans. You got a fan blowing the heat out, a fan blowing the cold in. It sucks it in. This is doing dehumidifying, and it's all one huge system. You gotta take care of the pipes. This thing out here, the capacitor can go bad. I've replaced capacitors on my own. Some that some of the GFs, ex-GFs, their brother was a air conditioning guy. He gave her parts. He even got a capacitor for my birthday. Isn't that funny? It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it happens. I know how to do it. I can fix it myself. These portables have capacitors too. If it doesn't kick on, the capacitors burn out. You should have someone in the house in case of emergency, because they're inexpensive, and these guys charge so much money to come and replace one. You can do it yourself. Just take a picture of the wiring, how it was plugged in, and then just duplicate it. The new one's going to be different. Okay. So alternative power, is it worth it? Well, yeah, if you got the money and got it hooked up correctly. Now, like I said, this guy who does electricity accident, he came. Oh, that's he came here in a Ford. What do you call it again? The little Ford pickup truck. What is that thing? Oh, the Maverick hybrid. He had a hybrid. Yeah, you always talk shop with him because I had my vehicle had solar too, solar built up for myself, but that's another story. But alternative power. So he wants to get an old EV truck. He wants to get an F-150 Lightning. It's a lot of money for that, but I guess he'll get it. But the thing is that he has batteries, so he knows what happens when you have to go. Then you have a battery. You have a large 1,000 watt backup battery, solar generator. Then you have the solar, and you charge up the batteries, and you have something to kick it on. Because when he has no power here, how he's going to work on it? He has a big battery that he is going to carry with him to run what he needs to take out the old one. It'll take him 7 hours. He said, that's a long time. But I think it has to do with the circuit breakers and getting everything just right. It's a big project. So when this month is almost finished, I guess it starts next month. Boy, not looking forward for that. I don't know where we're going to go. I guess we'll stay in a hotel or something. It's going to be hot. It's going to be tough. But alternative power, it does work. Solar, yeah, if you get the batteries. I would have solar and a windmill. They have those little small ones. You can play around with it. I don't think they're going to bother you. You can hide it on your antenna outside, and you can generate 12-volt power. If you got wind, no power. You see? Yep, and that's pretty much it. You know, and same thing with the sun. No sun. Here, the sun works differently, and this is the stuff that you have to deal with. Yeah, but what they put on the roof is supposed to last hurricanes and all that stuff. But he had leaks. He had the whole thing taken apart. His wife tells me, "Oh, we don't save nothing at night. We have to use the grid." Well, got batteries? Nope. Don't put it in without batteries. It doesn't make no sense, right? Yeah, common sense. Hey, if you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe. Okay, take care. We're done.